I'm now joined by Alexander Von Rugen, a global policy expert from Ontario, Canada. Thank you so much for joining. Israel just hammered a major Revolutionary Guards compound in eastern Tehran. Command centers for the Quds force and also for Basij were wiped out. How significant is this strike in the bigger air campaign?
Well, the Quds Force are the division of the Republican Guard that handles international outside Iran attacks. So in lieu of what's been happening to the neighboring countries, the Emirates, Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, that's good news. You have to understand that the president of Iran has also apologized, or at least I wouldn't call it an apology, but an explanation to his neighbors that since the death of the Ayatollah, the divisions that are operating missile batteries are firing on their own discretion, pursuant to orders from the Kaine in the event he died. So the communication has been disabled by Israel and numerous attacks. Their communications are fragmented, but they're also well monitored by the Mossad. Henceforth, they can locate where any leader is sitting and decapitate them. And this is the typical signature Mossad. As soon as a leader identifies himself and you know where he is, send a missile.
Interesting. Now, President Trump rates the U.S.-Iran war a 15 out of 10. Both the leaders are rapidly being killed. Is this bravado boasting morale or risking escalation?
Well, both. Yes, it is bravado, but it's true. I mean, how many wars do we see where one leader, a supreme leader, and his entire staff are in one location at one time? That was tactical stupidity. The reason it happened, though, ironically, is they knew that Mossad had tracked them with Pegasus software, their phones, the phones of their relatives, all communications that they had. And when it pinpointed them in the compound of the Ayatollah, or the Kaine, rather, that's when they struck. And they hit pay dirt, 47 senior officials, leaders, and the supreme leader himself. The chances of that happening in the war room prior to this attack on Iran was slim, but they did it in the first days of battle, and I think that's what President Trump is referring to. Never in their wildest dreams did they think that was going to be that successful. Then subsequently, as the new leader emerged, as soon as he announced himself with all other nominees present, the Israelis did it again. They knocked them all out again. So now we're looking at Khamenei's son possibly taking over the leadership, Mujtaba. Whether or not he shows his face or makes any public announcements, I would think that's going to be a mistake, because he'll have a bullseye on his head as well, if they can locate him.
Now, with the situation of things, what we see or what we have now is explosions now rock multiple Middle East spots amid militant launches and even strike waves. Which fronts worry you most for spillover?
Well, from a global economy standpoint, you've got the Strait of Hormuz locking down. Iran has closed it down. So 20% of the world's oil flows through that strait. Primarily of that 20%, 85% goes to Asia, and the majority of that goes to China. From a global perspective, China's going to suffer. They're not going to like it. America is a net oil producer. Oil prices are going to go up. It's going to make money. So the economic impact for America is good. Economic impact for Nigeria is good. For the producers in the strait, their cash flow will be stymied. Now, OPEC did announce they were going to increase their production by 200,000 barrels a day to keep the price escalation down. Now, right now, Brent is trading over $80, up from the 60s. I think if this situation is prolonged, we could see $100 a barrel oil, but it will not be forever. it's going to correct itself. There's a lot of profit taking by the banks and Wall Street. The losers are the people that need fuel to run their trucks. In terms of other effects, we can look at proxy retaliation through Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis and other groups that Iran had been funding, and they're going to retaliate due to the death of their supreme leader. Ironically, Hezbollah's leader announced in Lebanon that they were going to enter the war, and he was taken out within 10 minutes of that announcement by Israel. So again, the decapitation strategies of taking out leaders as soon as they can identify where they are is going to carry on, and hopefully disassemble the entire Iranian regime to a point of submission, if that's possible. The other big concern is sleeper cells. How many are there around the world that have been planted by Iran over the years? There's been attacks in Canada, one against a synagogue, and another against a moderate Iranian business. There was a deadly attack in Texas when an assailant draped in an Iranian flag killed several people. Now, that's just come out in the last few days. We don't know to how deep it goes and to what extent in Europe or North America these events can continue.
Now, with President Trump vowing to push on as markets jitter, how exposed is the world economy to oil shocks or even a broader chaos?
Well, you got 15,000 odd cruise ship passengers now stranded. The travel industry has been decimated. Dubai was a great hub for tourism. I think about 28 million per year. Airport shut down, it's damaged. The Iranians have attacked virtually every airport in the surrounding areas. That will recover, but how well, if the region remains unstable? It's going to be a big question for the confidence of the tourists themselves. Other trade areas outside of oil, of course, are affected as well. Anything going through the Suez Canal or reliant on the Gulf Straits will be affected. Price of oil, that's a given. I think that'll correct itself. Instability in general is a big concern.
Well, just before we wrap up this conversation, I'd just like to know, with proxies firing and Tehran reeling, could diplomacy still halt this, or are we locked into a full regional war?
It would be tough to consider. I mean, the whole reason we're here is America tried diplomacy. You know, I know a lot of critics argue that they didn't, but the red line they drew was no more proxy wars, no more ballistic missiles, and no ability to produce a nuclear bomb. America even offered to provide uranium fuel for a nuclear program for Iran to peacefully power itself, providing those nuclear plants be small footprint and above the ground. Iran didn't agree, and they said that there was absolutely no negotiation on ballistic missiles or proxy terrorist groups that they were funding. So with that kind of an impasse and intel indicating that Iran was getting ready to attack Israel again and its neighbors, now how reliable that intel was, it's the justification for America striking. So hopefully we'll find out. Maybe we'll never find out. But here we are.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Alexander Von Rugen, for having this conversation with me.